We're at the Health Optimization Summit with Mark Kaplan. Just happened to run into him here, and he's got a very interesting story and a perspective from that on the true cause, or what we might think is the true cause of heart disease.
Yeah.
Mark, tell us a little bit about how you got into this space of heart disease.
Yeah, look, for me it was interesting. I'm a tennis player, tennis professional, played Wimbledon, was born in South Africa, Johannesburg, and I had the normal diet. I was eating carbohydrates, the food pyramid. In South Africa, we had a lot of influence from the British and Americans, so I thought I was fine. And then about 5 years ago, I was on the tennis courts and short of breath, didn't feel good, drove myself to the hospital, and they said, yeah, you had a heart event. Stayed overnight, they put a stent in my heart, and they said it's genetic and it's cholesterol. And I said, well, I have no family history. My parents lived until their 90s, my grandparents, and anyway, I went down the drug path, took the cholesterol medicine, had the most terrible side effects, statins. I was losing my brain, I was losing my memory, and then I decided to choose a different path, learning about what the root cause was. And I found these amazing doctors, cardiologists that left the industry, and said, Mark, we're going to run a whole bunch of other tests, which is basically diabetes, insulin resistance, which is the true root cause. And I never realized this. So I went down the path, and then sure enough, I was insulin resistant. My A1C was super high, my glucose was high, my fasting insulin was high. Wow. And these were tests I never did.
Right.
And I wish I'd done them like 20 years ago, because they would have realized that you're becoming diabetic. And from that, we launched a company called HealthQuest, which is an AI company that takes your genetics, your blood data, reads it for you in a health score that your doctor's not doing with your normal GP. So we can tell you right now, your heart score is 20 out of 100, you need to get a CAC scan. You need to get a genetic scan. So we want to kind of make people aware that if the cholesterol is 70, they're not safe. That diabetes and insulin resistance is the main cause for heart disease. It carries the highest risk factors.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's not really the cholesterol you found that wasn't causing disease. So you're taking these medications for cholesterol.
Yeah.
But you're feeling more risk than benefit. You're feeling more of the downside than...
Yeah, totally. And you're taking this drug and you think you're okay, but then you start to have side effects. And the interesting thing about statins is you do become diabetic with statins. So on the tin it says there, your A1C goes up. So there you are, getting a disease that carries the highest risk is diabetes. And no one's telling me, hey Mark, change your diet. Don't go super low carb and get your A1C down, but take a drug. And I really think the truth needs to come out of what the true risk factors is for heart disease. It's not cholesterol.
It's not cholesterol.
No, your liver makes 80% of it, your brain makes it for a reason.
Right.
Why would your body be making something that's going to hurt it or kill it?
It's not going to make a toxin, right? It's making an antioxidant, if anything else.
Exactly. Right? You need it for hormone production. And so all my blood work changed over 3 years. My testosterone went from 300 to 800. My triglycerides dropped to like 40. My HDL went up to 80. And that was the main ratio, is your HDL to triglycerides. It's not LDL.
Right.
LDL is really just a marker. So once you start to read the right data, and that's what we do at HealthQuest, then you know what the real root cause is.
So tell us a little bit about Health Risk.
Yeah.
So what is that based on?
It's amazing. So it's a group of functional medicine doctors around the world. So Eric Berg is our chief media officer of the company. He's a co-founder. Dr. Philip Avadi, a leading heart surgeon. So what I did for 3 years, I connected to all these amazing doctors that had left the industry, that decided to tell the truth and set up their own concierge practice. But there was no medical network for them like Cleveland Clinic to take them over. So we're building a medical network for them called HealthQuest. And it's utilizing AI for them so they can handle much more volume. It's telemed, so we can read people's data. And then we're building that alternative network for doctors in functional medicine for heart.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So this is something, sounds like you can personalize. So if it's AI or ChatGPT based, someone could have their own personal data.
Absolutely.
Like on their phone.
Totally. You can go to your doctor, you just finished your GP, take a picture on ChatGPT, HealthTruth.AI. It'll give you a reading, what your optimal diet is, what your recommended vitamins are. And then all that data goes into HealthQuest, you get a dashboard. So it's going to be an app that works with OpenAI. So if you need support, we'll have the doctors there to support you. But really all the information is in the engine of AI. And they have all the studies. So we list all the studies that you don't see on Google. You'll see all the studies that you live longer with higher cholesterol. And if you have very low cholesterol, you don't live as long. Those are studies you don't see.
That's true. No, that's the ones that people say, are you sure about that? I posted those studies where they show the low cholesterol actually increases your risk of all-cause mortality.
Absolutely.
People with higher cholesterol have reduced risk of cancer, dementia, and all-cause mortality. They live longer.
Absolutely.
But and from multiple countries. But for some reason, we haven't embraced it here in the U.S., right?
Correct.
Is that odd?
There's a very big pharma and big food kind of influence. It's very odd.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah. So we have a saying: if you heal your heart, you heal your body. It's the same metabolic disease, and cancer, Alzheimer's, all these other diseases are connected to the same root cause. So that's our saying. So heart disease is still #1 killer.
Yes.
If statins were the answer, you'd have Nobel Peace Prize winners winning statin medicine, inventions. They haven't done.
We would have had impact by now, right?
We would have had impact. So why is heart disease still going up?
Right.
So you kind of makes you scratch your head. So I did 4 years ago, and I scratched really hard, and we bought a company.
That's amazing. So how can people find out more about this?
Yeah, so go into healthquestglobal.com. We've launched a beta version of HealthTruth.AI on ChatGPT.
Okay.
So you'll find it there. You can load all your blood tests in. It's free, so you can kind of use it for you, and then you can start to get it. And then the HealthQuest engine is being built right now with an app. But right now, HealthTruth.AI is free. Go in there, ChatGPT, put everything in there. Yep, and you can find out what your root cause of your issue is personally.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you
welcome.
sharing that
Great
with
to
us.
be here.
No,
Yeah.
it's a great story. I mean, you come from a place where you need to figure it out, right? For
I
your
was
own
a
health.
patient. I was going to die, and I thought I was going
motivating.
to die the next day because I was eating meat. And my diet, by the way, I'm not pushing any diet. But mine is meat, eggs, fish. Everything my cardiologist said I shouldn't eat, I'm eating. I'm healthiest. I'm playing tennis with young college kids. I can last longer, and I wish this truth was out there with everyone that's taking a drug, that's thinking that they're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Thanks
you're
for
welcome.
sharing. Appreciate it, Mark.
Thank you.